Hello, I'm Kathy Carter with A. Carter Real Estate Group, a proud member of the Susan Zachariah brokerage family. Thank you so much for joining me today for episode 4 of the Know the Number series for Brazoria County Real Estate. Today we're going to cover the end of the month for April. Look at those trends going on. We're going to go all the way back this time to 2018 and look at the trends and see what's going on in our market. We're going to look at the overall market, what's going on with lending, and we'll dive a little deeper into the numbers, real estate numbers for Brazoria County. So let's go on ahead and get started. Financial markets. First thing I want to start with is oil. Thursday, April 30th, oil is up about 25%. We're starting to see the reduction of output start to take a hold, so oil is going slowly back up. Norway did cut production for the first time in 18 years. So hopefully we'll see more and more oil will start to stabilize as we go through the coming weeks. Let's all hope. Next thing is phase 4 and phase 5 of the stimulus. We talked the week of April 19th about how the states and the local municipalities and so forth were going to start asking for needing some sort of stimulus for their states to cover some of their costs. Same thing with the hospitals. You know, we haven't been doing any elective procedures or anything except COVID-19, and honestly, who wanted to go to the hospital during COVID-19? Nobody that I knew. So those hospitals and so forth are going to need some sort of bailout. We'll continue to look at also restaurants and the entertainment industry, and then what I view as a positive is looking at updating our infrastructure somewhat. And kudos to Lake Jackson. I don't know if anybody noticed, but during COVID-19, when there was really nobody on the road, they went out and striped the road with fresh paint. So thank you to Lake Jackson for doing that while there weren't a lot of cars out there. It's nothing like I can't stand more is driving around and the paintings going on the road and everybody's tons of backup traffic. So thanks for taking advantage of that opportunity, Lake Jackson. Let's talk about real estate. So the chief economist for NAR mentioned that, you know, it was slowed down due to COVID-19, and we can see from the numbers that we've been discussing that it's slowed down, but they feel given that the low mortgage interest rates, there's some pent-up buying, and that we're going to see really the real estate market rebound very nicely and continue to grow and flourish. So time will tell on that. We'll go on ahead and look at the numbers and see where we were at the end of April, and we'll go from there. Now let's talk about lending. So we've been talking about forbearance the last 2 episodes. I wanted to discuss with you kind of where we are, what the trend is of that. So as of the first part of March, we had about a quarter of the population in forbearance. With COVID-19 and so forth, we saw that number spike in April to just about 6%, and then April 19th it jumped another percent to about 7%, which is 3.5 million people. This number is not just for Brazoria County, this is really across the U.S. So kind of keep that in mind. This is a U.S. number. But I would encourage you, if you are having trouble paying your mortgage, to contact your lender to work out a method of paying it back. And they'll gladly work with you. They don't want your home back. They don't want to foreclose on your property. All you have to do is take the first step and give them a call, and they'll be happy to help. Also, you know, something to keep in mind too is if you feel like you're not going to want to pay it back, or it's just a hole too big, that you feel like you can't come out of, which I think you could if you restructured with your lender, but it's a personal choice. Call your real estate agent or call A. Carter Real Estate Group. We're happy to help with get your home sold and get it on the market right away, because I think we are going to see an uptake in the real estate market, especially given how low interest rates are. So right now, guaranteed rate has the Rob Albin with guaranteed rate has the interest rates as of yesterday right at 3 1/4 for a 30-year, and then 15-year is about 2 3/4. That depends upon your credit and your history and so forth, but that's kind of the general rates on where we're looking at right now as far as lending, which is going to help drive our real estate market, because those are great interest rates. First of all, let's look at listings. So we have active listings and new listings. First of all, let's discuss the chart. The chart here, so the 2,500 here, that's actual numbers. You have the year on the bottom, and the blue column would be March, brown is April, pink is May. And that's the same theme for every chart as we go through. So I have it 2018, 2019, 2020. Any trend lines, which are the black lines here, that trend line is going to be for 2020, just so you can see what we're looking like for 2020. And I went back another year to collect data because it's always good to kind of show. I felt like the numbers were showing us that we were trending a little bit back to 2018. And then we'll continue to look at that and you can see what you think. Active listings went up this time of year, but it's gone up quite a bit. That's the number of active listings, that's houses on the market right now. New listings though, which is the next graph, is very interesting because we've actually dropped significantly from where we were last month when COVID started to even lows of what we were in 2018 for April. So that's interesting. Keep in mind, I know you guys are seeing 609 for 2018 and 609 for 2019. I've triple checked that numbers. That's what the number that pulls out. That's not a typo. It was making me crazy, to be perfectly honest. So as you can see, we have less new listings on the market. I predict we're going to have more new listings in May, and we're also going to have more sales, but time will tell on that. Let's go on ahead now and look at the let's go on ahead now and let's look at the expired listings and the average list prices. So we've realized we've put in less new listings on the market. We have had an uptick in expired listings. It went up for March, it went up for April. So we have less new listings, and expired listings were listings that have been pulled off the market. We've seen an increase in that number. What's interesting through this is that the average list price. So for everybody who was waiting 2018, 2019, prices are bound to come down. That's not the trend. The average list price has actually gone up. It's a little bit stable from 2019, but overall the trend is that the prices of homes have gone up. And we'll also look at the average sold price too. So let's look at the number of sales. So now we're going to look at the number of sales and the average sales price. So first of all, we kind of predicted that the number of sales was going to be around 284 is what we were trending. As I thought, you have more sales at the end of the month. So as of right now, as of April 30th at 8 p.m., we're at 329. There'll probably be 10 or 15 additional sales that'll be added to that once all the paperwork and everything's submitted. But as of Thursday at 8 p.m., we were at 329, which is a drop from where we were from last month. It trends more along the line of where we were in 2018. That number will probably go up about another 10 or 15, I believe. So we did have a reduced number of sales, and what's interesting is the average sales price has trended up. So from 2018 we were at 215 this time of year, 2019 we were at 219, and then for 2020 the average sales price for 250,000. So as you can see, we have a nice linear progression here of the sales numbers going up, the average sales price. So for everybody who's waiting for those numbers to drop every time you wait, it seems like it's going up every year. So something to think about. So let's talk about months of inventory. First of all, we have anything between 0 to 3 is a seller's market. 4 to 7 is a neutral market. 7 or higher is a buyer's market. For the first time in 3 years, we're at an 8 right now, but I think it's because we constricted our economy so quickly within 1 month. But we could see the market adjusting. So we had less new entrants into the market as far as sellers. We also took more property off the market. We did see a downtick in sales for the month, but that's to be expected with the economy constricting and everybody just waiting to see what happens. I think with the lower interest rates, we're going to see an uptick. I know my phone has started to ring crazy just doing this video. Honestly, I think I've had to stop and answer 3 or 4 times. And it's after 8 o'clock at night. So, you know, just watch to see what's going on with the market. We're happy to help. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be keeping up with this in the coming weeks and continuing to produce data for you to review. If you have specific questions about moving, forbearance, foreclosure, any type of real estate needs, just give A. Carter Real Estate Group a call. We're happy to help you at any point in time. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 4, and I look forward to sharing more and more information with you later. And as always, whether you're moving to or moving from, call a Carter with A Carter Real Estate Group. Thank you.